Hey, Bobby. Champions League debut. I think there's probably a lot that you're proud of in that performance out there.
Yeah, massively proud of the team. That's the one thing I just talked about with them in the dressing room. I usually say a few words after, but heads up high. We've walked out of this game and our disappointed is the or our disappointment is we've matched our opponent. We've played good football on short preparation time, and playing against a massive club in Cruz all around. It's unfortunate to give up that goal, but massively. Yeah, just proud of the guys, and at the same point, disappointed we didn't come out with a result tonight.
You went toe to toe with a Mexican powerhouse tonight, and I know you're disappointed with the result. At the very worst, you wanted to make sure that you were still in the second leg, and you've certainly done that. Your team in the past has shown that you can go to these places and get results and get goals. What are you expecting in this second leg?
Yeah, we're expecting to go down there and try and turn this leg. It doesn't matter to me if it's Cruz Azul, Olympia, or anybody who we've played in the past. We're going to go down there and devise a game plan to try and flip this around and keep ourselves moving in the competition. It's one thing we've talked about. It's We're not just happy to be here, and I think that's something that the guys showed on the pitch tonight. I thought their work rate, their effort was excellent. The football wasn't the best at times. I think even for both teams, the conditions made it different, which changed tactics a little bit more and pressure points with the wind and different things like that. Um, but we'll look at the next few days. We'll look at the film from this game, and now we know each other a little bit better as teams, both sides, and we'll make that tactical game plan that will allow us to go down to the Azteca and do what we need to do. Yeah, Cruz Azul definitely has a lot of pedigree in their team. You see that they've made a few changes in the group tonight, but also a lot of those players coming on in the second half. But it's a team that's very well organized. They know what they want. They know how to step on the field, and they press situations very well. So they also made it difficult for us to really be on the ball in certain moments that we wanted to. But I think we also made the game uncomfortable for them. So I think that's one thing that both teams did very well. They made the game a little bit uncomfortable for each other in a lot of phases of the game. And I think then if you see that a goal is going to be scored in a game like this, it's maybe going to come from a single moment, from a set piece or something like that. And that's how this one has been decided. So we look at those finer little points. Yeah, of course we respect Cruz Azul, but now we know what we need to do. We have to come down to Mexico City and in the Azteca and win that match and keep ourselves moving in this competition.
Just question for me is obviously you've got a chance tonight to go out there with 10 Canadians in the starting lineup, a team that started playing in 2019. How big is it to have a moment like this where you're taking on a giant of Mexico at your home pitch and inspiring maybe people around the nation?
Yeah, if you look at the moment itself, I think it's massive. You take away all the tactics, the game, our feelings right now after, and you peel back and you think about it. I think it's absolutely excellent. For our club and what we've been doing in Concacaf competitions over these last 3 years. This being the fourth year and the 17th game we've played. I think we keep on increasing the standard, and it's just shows the trend of where Canadian soccer is going. I said this earlier in the week. It's not only with players, and we're seeing players moving off to different levels around the world and being very important players in top leagues. Our national team topping the CONCACAF region and on their way to the World Cup. And I think that's also us playing our small part from being a team in the Canadian Premier League and showing that we belong, because that's the most important thing. There's a lot of good Canadian players. We see it in our national team. We see it across the world, but even in this league and in this club. The talent is immense in this country. It's the platforms that are needed. And every time you compete in games like this, you keep on stepping up a level. And I think we've seen that in the field tonight. And you look at two examples of two center backs on the pitch, and Dom Samuel, especially, who's been an absolute rock for us over these 3 years and going into the fourth year. And I think, if Dom Samuel's playing in Liga MX, it's a normal thing. After you've watched the performance of today and you watch the performance of the last 3 years. This is a rock of a center back in the CPL and then all of CONCACAF competitions. And the same goes for Garvin Matusula, who I thought was excellent again today. This is a player who, over a year ago was a youth sport player. And here he is playing, and next week he'll be at the Azteca. And this is what we're going to continue doing as Forge. This is what we'll continue doing with teams in the CPL, because this year it's Forge, This summer it'll be Pacific playing in the Concacaf League, and in the future it'll be other clubs. I hope so long as I'm at Forge, it continues to be us. I thoroughly enjoy every part of this, but that's the reality of the growth we have in the Canadian game.